Hello everybody! Today we're going to be asking Reddit the question, when you're watching porn, what events or scenes or dialogue make you say, nah, not this one, and click next? I like it when a girl's doing it. There's a female director named Sam No, formerly Mason, who will say some stuff behind camera, either getting excited or praising the female talent or encouraging the talent, and her voice helps add to the scenes. But yeah, with guys I want them to just shut the fuck up as soon as they speak. In the same vein, there's a reason I can't really watch those college gangbang scenes. Even if the performers are awesome, there's like 15 other frat douches, there we go, cheering them on and just getting in the fucking way of the scene by being loud and obnoxious. Dawsonator says, thank you! Undressing is hot as fuck. I want to see that woman's dress go off all sexually and shit. It feels so wrong to just pop in and boom, naked. Complete nudity is mundane. A woman in lingerie or a woman undressing is so much more hotter than a woman who bears it all. Ah, man, these comments are gonna be so sexist. People are sexy. Women can be sexy, men can be sexy, but people are sexy. You should use the words people, not men or women, because you justify and make it seem like women have no sexual interest at all, and that all of our porn should reflect the interests of men, which is quite dumb, isn't it? So Save It For Dinner says, I completely agree. When I lived in Los Angeles, I dated a woman who was a porn star. She never became super famous, but if you've spent enough time on Pornhub, you've definitely seen her since she specialized in one specific kink that is super popular right now. Anyway, she had a normal, middle-pitched voice during conversation, but when having sex on camera, the director she always worked with told her to make those high-pitched, squeaky moans during sex. When we had sex together and she wasn't working, she moaned like a normal human. The only time I heard her do a high-pitched squeak during sex with me was the time that I left my pants on the bed and she realized that there were several scorpions crawling out of my pockets, and it freaked her out. So she made a high-pitched squeal. We ended up breaking up, and I met my wife soon after, and we were married for 12 years before she cheated on me, and then I ended up living in her backyard shack for about 18 months and masturbating in front of the open windows towards the creek. Moving on. What really gets me is when it is clear that they had sex to cut out footage of the dude jerking off for the finish. Like, the audio is stunted and suddenly her eyes go from bored to excited in a split second. Yeah, I guess the other side of that coin is they just did it badly, because that's basically what Olsen does. I guess that's why he said clear, huh? I love homemade porn, so if the couple is constantly looking at the camera, or it just seems fake in any way, I go look for another video. I know, right? I've never been able to watch manufactured porn. Only thing I like is homemade because it's the closest to the real thing. I do too, but you get a lot of kill the cameraman. My favorites are the doggy style vid where the guy spends 5 minutes zoomed in on her shoulder blades. Thanks for nothing. But looking at the camera is a more natural thing to do. If you know that a camera is there, I find it weird when they pretend that this isn't some sort of performance. The best strategy seems to be when the exhibitionism appears to be the point for the people involved. Oh, so many people are going to disagree about porn. Dirty Money says, one of my favorite porn videos is where the guy is doing this chick from behind, and you have this behind shot, and this guy's balls are in the way, and he pulls them up out of the way from the front. I bust out laughing every time I see that. That does sound pretty funny. Male porn star gripes. Cooper Dale says, every time I see a video where they have the most gorgeous girl, in my opinion, who's totally my type, and then they only do close-ups of the genitals. And I think, what a waste. Why go through all the trouble of hiring a bombshell like that if you're not going to film her the rest of her body anyway? May as well just have an ugly chick from the streets. You can't see the difference in those close-ups anyway. This user dislikes videos that are obviously scripted. Amateur, semi-realistic videos are the best. Oh, and don't get me started on incest porn, including stepbrother, what are you doing? Ugh. Why the fuck is fake? These are obviously not really incest. Incest porn is so popular again. Why are so many people watching that? It is all over the porn websites. I bet there's a reason for that. I don't know what it is. KDB, blue ads, I'm female here and I'm into it. It's the taboo, and that's it. I'm not gonna go and start fucking my own family members or anything. What's funny is that I find the step porn 50% or 50 times less crazy than those insane kink videos with ropes and electrical toys and whips and shit. Not shaming anyone for being into those, it's just not my thing at all. It's so popular because it's very inexpensive narrative. No props, no location, and easily variable. So you see it everywhere because anybody can do it, not because everybody wants to do it. Sometimes in the step porn threesomes, I spend so much brain power trying to do the mental genetics gymnastics to make sure that I'm not watching incest that I get a headache and stomach and I stop fapping right there. For example, stepbrother bangs stepsister and stepmom. How the fuck is that possible? Is a mom eating her own daughter's ass? Or is she like the stepsister from his real mom's side of the family? Or maybe the dad has been remarried a few times and this is a stepsister from a previous stepmom and this is the new stepmom, so it's okay? Or maybe, there it goes, my penis just deflated. This user dislikes whenever the dude starts slapping the girl's face. Makes me extremely uncomfortable seeing some girl clearly not enjoying it and just putting up with it for the sake of the scene. Yeah, it's fucked. Putting up with it for the scene is an idea that's worth interrogating. I think sex should be the legal part. Wow, sex work should be legal, partly because these workers need protections. Being afraid to do your job poorly, taking paid time off, or whatever is hard enough when you don't have to push down the part of your brain that says, I don't want this sex, to get your bills paid. It's very, very traumatic and difficult to talk about because in theory, you should walk away. But in practice, you have very little leverage. Usually, I dislike the camera angle. I hate the POV shit. I know I'm not getting laid. I don't need to be reminded by how sad and lonely I am pretending I'm the guy watching myself getting fucked. This user dislikes, I like point of view, actually. Mostly for the fact that I don't want to see a dude, but I want a dude in the situation. Thus, when they say stepbrother instead of brother, they're trying to get as close to incest as possible without it being illegal or banned by the websites. All you have to do to bypass that is just name the type of incest. Mother, daughter, father, son. It's still all over the place. There's a video series called Family Therapy. I once found it when I was looking for videos with Lily Rader, and I do not recommend. The reply to that says, I do recommend! Very highly so. Those are the best. I don't mean just the best incest videos, but some of the best porn videos, period. Especially when Lily Radar is in them. She's such a natural. None of that over-the-top fake moaning or hissing that you see in a lot of other videos. Her reactions are all just so natural, and it feels like it's real. Local Grinch dislikes, especially in lesbian porn, when they go straight to strap-ons without any foreplay. It's an instant pass for me. Buddha Jeebus adds, especially if they have a look like, I really don't want to be doing this. It makes me really sad for them. When the guy or general vibe of the scene is mean, hostile, or degrading to the woman, I just want to see pretty naked ladies do sex stuff. It totally kills my mood to see them treated like crap. More and more of that stuff is creeping into mainstream porn. I'm not talking about obviously consensual, arranged, kinky, power exchange stuff, more what seems like a generic vanilla scene, then the dude gets all shitty and mean-spirited. Yeah, when he gets more into it, I guess that's kind of the disturbing part. The more into it part of him is that mean-spirited part. Polka Dot Me dislikes, if the girl sucks the guy off for the first minute or two, and then all of a sudden, they start fucking? No. Any porn that only focuses on the man's pleasure is an immediate skip. Any mention of the other party being a son, daughter, sister, brother, mother, father, stepson, stepdaughter, stepbrother, stepsister, or grandfather, etc. Miss me with that kink, like by a country mile. Oh yeah, racist about country people. Nice. Routine knows as a female, I prefer hearing guys moan over girls, but those are very rare to find. Dudes get all of the best porn. Yeah, I could see how a lot of guys watching porn just would hate that, and because men have an unfair amount of influence and power, that reflects in the porn industry. Whereas a lot of girls want to hear a lot of straight girls, or a lot of homosexual guys, or there's a lot of people who want to hear guys moan. What am I talking about? Best laid plans adds, as a girl who only watches girl-on-girl porn here, spitting on vag and clit hitting and ass eating kill my wide-on. Wide-on? I don't get it. Wide-on? Like wet-on? I know it's a play on hard-on, but wide? I don't get it. I'll have to look that up later. Local Grinch adds again, anything that has the undertones of underageness, like the female actors being dressed up in a young schoolgirl, or them being treated like a daughter and calling their male actor counterpart daddy, or anything animated or drawn if the character looks like a child, I'm instantly turned off and clicking away. Also, if any actors involved seem to not be enjoying themselves, then I am out. I know some people get off, like the stubborn character becomes submissive plot, but if I hear the words no or I don't want to, I'm clicking away. It just doesn't feel consensual, so I can't enjoy it. Yeah, power to you. Ramba says, bad acting turns me off. Like, I know no one if it is real. Oh, okay. I know none of it is real, but when I don't get fooled, I'm literally just watching two people have sex for others. They could just as well silently stare right into the camera. Also, the title. If it's poorly spelled, obvious tags like, watch this stepbrother mom does anal cum fuck face type but teen interracial, I hate that. As for scenes, I kinda do not enjoy close-ups of the man's anus as he's pumping. It's a bad angle. There should be no dialogue, but I'm not here for that, and almost none of them can act well enough. Some people like dialogue. I like it when people talk. Like, you can actually tell who they are through the fact that they're fucking, and they have personality and shit. But who cares about that, right? Kieran adds, terrible dialogue, especially stilted talking. They sound like junior high school drama students. When women are hammering up the pleasure, a guy starts eating her out. Oh god, it feels so good. When the camera is focused on the guy way too much, I don't want to see the dude's face. But the worst, the D is silent. The D is silent. Wait, what does that mean? Does that mean the person with the penis is silent? The guy's silent, like he's not enjoying it? Because there's tons of people who also complain about the other thing. Man, people are never gonna agree on this stuff. Bro, did you just rip ass? Says, honestly, I hate watching porn, where people have some article of clothing on. I want to see people fully naked. And again, we already found someone who thinks the opposite. Oh, and look, a new person. This person says, I'm completely the opposite. My favorite porn is like 2 or more beekeepers fucking in full garb. I've spent days looking for astronaut porn, medieval night porn, scuba porn, and any 19th century porn with hoop skirts, bustles, ruffles, and elaborate hats. Basically, I want some contact, but well camouflaged by layers. I love the contrast in between these comments. It's so funny. Landfear's Light says, anytime I see the camera shift on its own, I'm almost always moving on. I just can't handle the produced stuff, as it's always so fake. Why do people keep saying they can't handle production, they can't handle this because of that? It's really, people don't like fake shit. All of these comments are saying the same thing, just adding layers of disagreement and racism and sexism into them. But they're all being like, we don't like it when it looks completely fake. I mean, that's like what they're trying to say. Also, BDSM. It's like watching your grocery list being checked off one item after another. It's also so incredibly fake and exaggerated. The best part about home videos is that the people do what they like, not what I or the viewer or whoever wants. In BDSM, it's exclusively about how it looks on camera, and it's awfully boring. I don't know about that. There's like these BDSM dungeons and stuff in like tons of places, and people just like do that stuff to each other and don't necessarily record it. So it's more like if you're either into that or you're not, and if you're into it, you're gonna like videos of it. But if you're not into it, you shouldn't think that, oh, nobody does that unless people watch it. It's like actually a thing with a bunch of practice and history, which I think I don't like that mentality of like domination and submission. Yeah, I think it's dumb and bipartisan, but there's a lot of systems in that scene, like a scary amount of information and systems and stuff. It's kind of weird. This user dislikes no context, generic porn background, and generic porn talk, such as insulting the woman in the video. That's it from my rational point of view on it. Now, if I'm really nitpicky, I don't like POV videos. The girl showing almost no interest or lack of passion, an ugly dude's dick, fat dudes, finishing in the face, anything too professional looking. Extremely strange day. If it doesn't have the amateur 2006, 2010 aesthetics porn video, I can't beat my meat to it. For an example, any Heather Brooks video usually tricks all my buttons, but I mean, that kind of filming and aesthetic is in the video. I also never liked cosplaying in porn videos or doing ahegao faces. No idea what that means. I've come into more things I don't know about on this video than like other videos. The Dulcinator dislikes, well, I don't like when they skip the undressing. Underage looking clothing, schoolgirl, the clothes basically are so short, it's a couple of centimeters till you see the pussy and breasts fully. This weird obsession of Pornhubs to show me incest, I mean, dude, I'm not into that shit, just stop showing me it. Shitty music during it all. Porn that acts more like a movie than it does porn. Look, buddy, I just want to jerk off to the sex, not a 20-minute scene of talking. There's setting the scene for hotness, then there's being a fucking movie. Just get to the part where the clothes go off and fuck. That's what we're all here for. See, that's the impatient reality, right? People are so impatient, and it hurts themselves and their sex lives. It's sad. Gonna be unpopular, but I just cannot get off to Japanese porn, nor any Asian one, and I wonder, am I weird? I've genuinely tried and just can't. Well, it sounds like you just haven't watched enough porn. There's so much porn available that you can't ever actually watch all of it. And if you think that just because you've watched a couple mainstream porn videos with like some Japanese actor that you are unable to be attracted to Japanese bodies, it sounds like you're a bit prejudiced and racist and you were just trying to check that and then you didn't actually give yourself enough time. And confirmation bias is a real thing. Anyway, move on. Galaxy Ranger Bob says that he dislikes. Can't stand it when porn scenes that are just shot on or around a toilet. A bathtub or a shower is fine, but if I can see the shitter in the shot, I'm out. Or a lack of enthusiasm on the part of any performer. Treating race as a fetish, hate that shit. Gagging noises during a blowjob, spitting. I don't know, treating race as a fetish, it depends. Like, if you're a loving, nurturing, caring person, and you find a certain race really attractive, that's not wrong. It's wrong if you just masturbate to Japanese people, but you have absolutely zero interest in anything to do with their culture. You don't want to visit Japan. You wouldn't be interested in talking to one of your Japanese friends. Like, yeah, okay, that's fucked up. But just because you're attracted to a certain race doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. I mean, it's complicated, right? And the reality is most of us have preferences, you know? Like, I personally like basically everything except white people. I'm racist against my own race. And I acknowledge that. I'm not saying it's right for me to be racist, but I am, like I'm a male and I'm heterosexual, so like white girls I don't like in general, but I understand that there's white girls I could fall in love with and have an amazing life with, and I get that, but I just know that as a person overall, I feel like most white people are more likely to just be less enjoyable. Like, foreign people who have less tend to be able to have more fun with their bodies and with life. And like, yeah, that's how I feel, and that makes me a little bit racist, and I can admit that, and I want to be better. I'm just acknowledging that most of us have these tendencies, and they do show up, and you shouldn't attack yourself. It's important to be able to admit things about yourself, because a lot of us just want to attack other people instead of admitting the truth that we can also be like the things we dislike, right? The Gold Doggy says, I dislike it when there are no subtitles for the hentai, or when the plot is dumb as fuck. For example, wait, never mind. That was funny. Let's see, what are we at? Alright, everybody, that's it for now. If you like this kind of content, please do one of the following. Subscribe to our channel, check out another one of our videos, or comment below. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.